Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Just Read the Eye and I am back with another video. Welcome back. I am so happy to be back. I'm like, finally, I'm filming this video. It's been forever. It feels like this is my first video in August. I do apologize, but this month has been a great month, but it has also been a very busy month for me also. So I have not read as much as I would like to have read. I definitely haven't posted as much on Instagram either as I would like to, so I'm playing catch up because today is the 29th. So I literally only have 2 days to get this video together, post this video, post my other books that I have not posted, and reviewed them also on my Instagram page. So yeah, but so today is really just going to be a recap of what I read this month. I only read, well, I'm at 66 now, so I only read 6 books this month, which is great. You know, I did from 60 to 66, so that's exciting. But I really was hoping to get to 68, so that leaves me 2 books short because I kind of have to do that to hit the 100th for the month. But yeah, welcome back, Just Readers, and to you new readers that are here for whatever reason that brought you. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. What am I doing? I'm doing a 100 book challenge. I love books. I love to read, and I decided why not document it and review them. Some on here. So I try to do like cover the majority on here, but majority on Instagram, and then some on here. So definitely, if this is interesting to you, definitely stay tuned. Hit the like button because I'm sure you're gonna like it. And if anything I discuss in this video you want to challenge or just talk about with me, definitely meet me in the comments. I love having conversation in the comments. And once again, I just appreciate you guys' support. So yes, keep watching. So I'm going to go through from 60 to 66 what I read and just kind of give them a brief rating. I always say that, I say that when I'm covering a lot of books, and then I still give a summary. So I'm going to try, if I do give a summary, to be very short and sweet. I could be long-winded. So the first book that I read for August was No Woman No Cry by Bob Marley. So that was one of the books that I am not sure if you guys saw my book haul. I was so excited about it. I ordered a bunch of books, and this was one of them. I wasn't able to get around to it as soon as I would like, but I read it this month and it was phenomenal. I read it in high school, and I always wanted to own the book because, I mean, for one, just look at it. And for 2, it was just so interesting to me, this story. And what's even more interesting is reading it as a child, like I was a teen, probably like 15, 16, versus reading it now as an adult, like a grown woman, married, like have so much more understanding of certain things. And wow, that's really all I could say. Like a lot of things, I respected. I kind of was like, you didn't have to do that, So it was a great read. You definitely, this book is a page turner. You're not going to want to put it down. Definitely 5 out of 5 stars. And there's pictures inside, so that just made it even more worthwhile. It's Rita Marley's story with Bob Marley. So you get her life, and you get some of his. Obviously, they were married up until his death. So yeah, and all the kids and everything, the career, you got it in this book. So definitely check this book out if you haven't already. And if you have, let me know in the comments your thoughts. All right, so that was 60. Most of my books I've been reading on Kindle, especially the new releases, because I get them immediately versus having to wait for the mail. As you guys know, I live in the Caribbean, and it takes a while for certain stuff to reach here. So I want to read it now. That's me. I want to read the book now. As soon as I could get my hands on it, I want to read it. So Kindle allows me to do that. So definitely get a Kindle. I think they're great. They take up less space, the books. There's nothing like having a hard copy of a book in your hand. You can't replace that feeling. Bookmarks, it's different. It's different having a hard copy. But I do appreciate Kindle also. I have to say it's a saver. And I have the app on my phone for if I forget my Kindle home. I do have the Kindle app on my phone. So I always have a book with me for whenever I have free time to read. And that's the great thing. You just find where you were, or if you bookmark it and you open the app, it'll be where you were. Usually it'll ask you if you want to go back to if you want to go to where you were marked on that other device. And I just say yes, and then it takes me there. So you always have the book, especially if you're like me, you're trying to read as much as you can, you're really busy, and you're trying to fit it in. That's the way to go, for sure. All right, book 61 is A Sweet Mess by J.C. Lee. This book I read this book because part 2 was coming out, and I can't read a part 2 without a part 1. I can't start a series halfway in the series, or like on book 3, book 4. I can't do that. I have to start the series from the beginning. It doesn't matter if the book came out last year, 2 years ago, I still have to read it. This book was an opener for me with her writing style, this author, everything. I loved this book. Everything about it. It was just so sweet. So definitely check this book out. I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I could not, you guys, put this book down. Talk about appreciation. Like, I appreciated it so much. So definitely check this book out. Yeah, it was great. Could everybody read this book? Would I recommend? Absolutely. And just 3 stars, 5 out of 5, in case I didn't say it. All right, so her part 2, which was The Dating Dare, came out. And I adored this book more than the first book. And not that it's a knock to the author, I think you should do better each time. It was just more romantic, more sweet, more funny, definitely, a rom-com. The cute story of Tara and Seth. So this covered the best friend and the brother of the previous book, A Sweet Mess. So, A Sweet Mess. So yeah, definitely check this book out. Also, it came out in August, I think August 1st, August 2nd. So I was like racing to finish the previous one because I wanted to read this one so bad. I wanted to be like on time so that I could have reviewed it, even though I didn't get to review it. Well, I reviewed it on Instagram, but I didn't get to like do my video like I really wanted to. This month had 2 books that I absolutely wanted to read. I knew I wanted to read, and I knew I wanted to review them and give them their own videos. Unfortunately, it didn't happen like that. But it was this book and The Dating Playbook by Farah Rashan. We're gonna get to that. So yeah, what I recommend, absolutely another page turner. She definitely like hit the hammer on the head with this book. It just was so much. Book 1 was really good and I loved it, but this book was just so much better. It was everything it needed to be. Just read stars. This book is 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Read this book if you haven't already, and if you have, meet me in the comments. I want to know what your favorite part was, all of that stuff, or go on my Instagram, because there you'll be able to see my favorite parts and my thoughts on the book entirely. So that's already posted also, and this was book number 62. So moving on to book number 63, like I said, I cannot read part 2 without reading part 1. So book number 63 was The Boyfriend Project by Farah Rashan. So I've never read anything from her, but I always saw that book and the cover, and I'm like drawn to nice covers. So I always want to read a book. I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but I always do sometimes. Well, sometimes I do. So I totally judged this book. I knew I always wanted to read it. Saved it on BookBub. I knew one day I was going to get to it. Well, she released part 2. And what better time to read part 1 than in preparation for part 2? So I read this book and I loved it. I did feel like it was a little bit watered down. I feel like she could have come a little harder, which she did in part 2. So yeah, I loved it so much. I did enjoy it. It was cute, the cute little story of Daniel and Samia. And would I recommend? For sure. This book was 5 out of 5 stars. It was a must read. Like I said, it was a little watered down. I feel like she could have come a little harder with this one, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. So definitely check out this book, The Boyfriend Project, which I'm sure a lot of you have because everybody loves Farah Rashan. I saw that everybody was like super hyped and excited about the Dating Playbook, which has The Boyfriend Project. And yeah, everybody was super hyped up about the Dating Playbook and the cover and just how cute it is, which we're going to get to. So Yeah, definitely check that book out. I recommend. Moving on, the other hard copy book I read was In 5 Years. And this book was not what I was expecting at all, which was great because I was just expecting somebody that was so driven on goals, which she was, and I expected the book to kind of stay there and her crushing her goals. And because I'm a planner, and that's why it killed me that I wasn't able to film, because I always like plan and know when I can film and what books I read and try to organize my month. So with that being said, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to jumble all of this in one video, and I'm not gonna be able to really discuss these books like I would like to, which sucks for me. But I had to adapt because there was a lot of things that was moving, and I believe in being able to adapt and move around for what you need to do. Like, how else are we going to survive? We have to be able to adapt, right? But this book was, and that's what this book kind of was about too, and learning that sometimes you set goals, and we know our purpose and stuff, but we also have to understand that things are going to come at us, and we're going to have to be able to adapt and move around. So I really enjoyed this book. I teared up at the end because read it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna have a spoiler alert with it, but definitely read this book. At the end I did tear up, but because it was just so touching. It was just such a beautiful, great book. I've never read anything from Rebecca Searle before, and I'm not sure if I said it, but this is book 64. Once again, and I've never read anything from Rebecca Searle, but I definitely have to check her out. And that's something that I really appreciate with this challenge that I'm doing, because I'm being introduced to so many new authors. So many people are popping up and getting reads from lists from Goodreads, and BookBub sending me recommendations, and people recommending books to me all the time. So I am really excited about everything that's happening. Yeah, so this book, In 5 Years, highly recommend. 5 out of 5 stars. Like, definitely check out my review on it. This book I haven't reviewed on Instagram as yet. I'm probably going to review it today. So stay on the tune, stay out for it, look out for that. But we only have 2 more days in the month, so it's going by really fast. This month really flew by, I felt like. But yeah, there's a lot more in tune. There's a lot more in store, so stay tuned. I'm super excited about September. Hopefully, I get back on track and get to read more, post more. Yeah. So moving right along, Halsey Street by Naima Coster. This book was busy. It was busy. Basically about Penelope and her family, the Grands, and their disconnect, and them. I kind of want to say finding each other, but it was really about them finding themselves, except the dad. So I think it was more of Penelope and Maria finding themselves and understanding the gap within the family. Nonetheless, a good book. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. My just 3 stars, just 4 out of 5 stars. What I thought was really cool about this is I have Kindle Unlimited currently, and it's certain books are listen and read. This was a listen and read, and I listened to this book and I really enjoyed it. I feel like if I read it, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as listening. And that says a lot to the audio and the reader of the book, because she got into character and her voice changed and the attitude changed, and you really felt the book listening to it. There was a little bit of a rough start, but it was a good book. It came along and it was a great book. Good book. So definitely check this book out. I would recommend. It was very interesting. So that's book number 65, Halsey Street. And last but definitely not least, I'm so happy I was able to catch it and get this book in, The Dating Playbook by Farah Rashan. This book, look at it. How cute is this book? It's just so cute. The cover, like everything that was in the book, the story, the plot, like just perfect. So I really enjoyed it. I mean, she came harder. I feel like way harder than she did in the Boyfriend Project. She came so much harder than that. The love story, the romance was more romantic, definitely more spicy. I couldn't put this book down. So I want to know what you guys' thoughts are. Let me know in the comments below if you guys adored this book as much as I did. Like, it's the kind of book that you don't want to end. You like, every chance you get, you picking it up, because it was just so good. And the characters, I fell in love with the characters too. I'm not sure if I said their names, but they were Taylor and Jamar, and they were just everything. Like, I loved it. She was a personal trainer, he was an ex-NFL player, and they both needed each other. And it's just so important that when you meet that person and you come together, how more powerful you become, within your individual self, because they help make you better, and then together it's like a force to be reckoned with. And that's what they were. I adored this book. Like I said, I'm not going to get too much into it because I don't want this video to be too long. But and yeah, I had quite a few books to cover, but this was book 66, and it was great. So definitely check this book out. Let me know your thoughts. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video that will not be this long of a wait. And I will see you on Instagram. Be sure to like my stuff over there. Be sure to comment and definitely follow me. That way you know what I'm posting, when my videos drop. You're aware of my reviews and everything. And September, we're heading into fall. I love the seasons. I in the Caribbean, like I say, it's kind of always beach weather. Like, it's kind of always summer. Like, people say, oh, you guys only have summer. No, it gets cold and windy and rainy. We have a rainy season. Some of you might know September heads into our hurricane. Well, September is the known month when hurricanes come. I'll say that because we're in hurricane season from, I think, end of June, heading into November. Like, into November is that whole, 3-4 months? July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, so that's like 5 months, 5-6 months of rain and windy weather. Like, we're on watch, right? So yeah, let's hope that September is a great month and I am able to film and share as much books as I read with you guys and my thoughts. But like I was saying, it's fall, it's leading into fall, so I'm always excited to decorate and to share all that stuff with you guys. So definitely be on the lookout for all of that. And winter, oh my gosh, don't talk about Christmas time. That I go crazy for Christmas. Like, I want everything to have decorations on it. So definitely stay tuned because my pictures are going to be fun. So definitely don't forget, head over to Instagram. But before you do that, like, comment, and show me some love. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Toodles!